Hello, my name is Rob Ribby and I'm director here at Honey Rock, and I'm excited to talk to you about Advance Camp. Advance Camp is one of the most unique and powerful programs at Honey Rock, and it is at a critical time for young people between junior high and high school, and helping to equip and prepare them to manage that significant transition. It's a 3-week program that has a wilderness trip, some significant in-camp experiences around our activity areas and Bible studies, and then thirdly has a significant service component. The whole goal of the program is to prepare them and help them understand who they are and how they can stand for Christ and live in healthy and whole ways as they enter the significant years of high school. I think it is one of the best investments you can make at this important time in their lives. We hope to see you next summer. God bless.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside King Arena here on the campus of Wheaton College for tonight's championship game, the 2019 Women's CCIW Championship. I'm Abram Erickson alongside Macy Weeks. We're excited to bring you this broadcast of tonight's championship game on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. And Macy, these two teams that have their fair share of history, this is going to be their 4th straight time meeting in the CCIW Championship. You've got to go back to 2015 for the last time it wasn't these two teams in the final game of the CCIW season. Teams with a lot of history in the past, but also this year, 2 really close games that Wheaton came out on top. But as you said before the broadcast, it's really tough to beat a team 3 times in a year.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you play the team this much, you start to kind of know the personnel and who you really need to watch out for. And I think Illinois Wesleyan is a really smart team. They have a really great press, and they really laid that on last night. And so seeing Wheaton be able to adjust to that and really be able to push through that and maybe score some easy buckets quickly and just to get a good jump on the game is going to be really important for this team tonight.
I think you're exactly right, Macy, and we're going to send it down now to the court where we're going to get ready to tip things off with the national anthem, which is going to be sung by members of Wheaton's Men's Glee Club, as well as the player introduction. So we'll throw it down to the PA announcer, and then we'll see you right before tip-off. Once again, thanks for joining us on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. We'll see you at tip-off.
The colleges and universities of the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin believe that good sportsmanship is an integral component of intercollegiate competition. The CCIW wholeheartedly embraces the NCAA position The CCIW wholeheartedly embraces the NCAA position that in order for good sportsmanship to prevail, coaches, student athletes, and fans must display respect, fairness, civility, honesty, and responsibility before, during, and after all athletic contests. The CCIW encourages fans to enthusiastically support their team, recognize the outstanding performance of opponents, and always exhibit good sportsmanship in their words and actions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the championship game of the 2019 CCIW Women's Basketball Tournament. Tonight's game features the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan and your Wheaton College Thunder. At this time, we'd ask you to please rise for the national anthem, performed tonight by the Thundertones.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan. At forward for Illinois Wesleyan, number 10, a 5'10 sophomore from Normal, Illinois, Raven Hughes. At a forward for Wheaton, number 14, a 6'2 senior from Champaign, Illinois, Devin Kyler. At forward for Illinois Wesleyan, number 23, a 6' even senior from Bloomington, Illinois, Maddie Merritt. At forward for the Thunder, number 34, a 6'2 junior from Batavia, Illinois, Hannah Frazier. At forward for Illinois Wesleyan, number 40, a 5'11 senior from Nokomis, Illinois, Ashley Schneider. For Wheaton at guard, a 5'10 sophomore from Fishers, Indiana, number 12, Hannah Williams. At guard for Illinois Wesleyan, number 12, a 5'8 junior from Bloomington, Illinois, Sydney Shanks. At guard, number 15 for the Thunder, a 5'11 junior from East Peoria, Illinois, Jordan Myrock. For the Titans at guard, number 22, a 5'10 senior from Park Ridge, Illinois, Nina Anderson. And for the Thunder at guard, a 5'9 junior from Raleigh, North Carolina, number 23, Christy Dembski. Illinois Wesleyan is coached by Maya Smith, Wheaton by Kent Madsen. The officials for tonight's game, Timothy Owens, Trevor Michaels, and Tracy Mulligan. The alternate official is John Kaleo.
All right, welcome back. We are getting ready to tip things off. Once again, you're watching the 2019 Women's CCIW Championship game between Illinois Wesleyan and Wheaton. I'm Abram Erickson. I'm here with Macy Weeks. We're here on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network, set to bring you tip-off here. Tip comes over to the Titans right away, and here's Raven Hughes to start things off on the wing. Up top, Sydney Shanks, as well as Maddie Merritt, Ashley Schneider, and Nina Anderson, the 5 for the Titans. Anderson up top, guarded by Dembski. Passes over to the wing to Shanks and now enters it into the post. Schneider gets past Kyler and drops in a reverse layup for the first points of the night. Here's that Illinois Wesleyan press we talked about, and the Thunder break it here on their first possession. Into the post to Frazier, a skip pass into the corner to Dembski. See another skip over to Myroth, and now a pass down to Williams. It's tipped, goes out of bounds. Last touch to Anderson. It'll stay with Wheaton.
Illinois Wesleyan does a really good job of really putting on this tough defense. We're seeing man-to-man here. We saw that press earlier. They do a good job, and if they can keep it out of the paint, Wheaton's going to struggle to get that first shot in.
And there it is. Illinois Wesleyan's tight defense causing a 5-second violation. First turnover of the night for the Thunder. And in the game last night, the semifinal match between Illinois Wesleyan and Carthage, that Illinois Wesleyan defense was on a showcase as they forced 24 turnovers among Carthage on their way to that win. Schneider drives in, passes over to Merritt. Back out up top to Shanks. And now just a minute into this one, it's 2-0, Illinois Wesleyan with the lead. Great pass inside to Merritt, gets past and an easy layup. Really nice post entry there, turns it into a bucket. Kyler dribbles and then throws it away. Merritt on the break with Myroth and then puts it in for 2 more. 6-0. A timeout called by Coach Madsen, and Illinois Wesleyan is excited here with a minute and a half gone and a 6-point lead.
The most important thing about a press, and if you played any basketball in high school or even in college, you know you can't dribble through a press typically, and that's exactly what Devin Kyler tried to do right there. And Illinois Wesleyan is fast, and we saw they're good at anticipating. So the first time that they were successful, really Wheaton did a great job of passing the ball up the floor. If they want to get through this press, they're going to have to continue that passing and not dribbling and try to push through as much. Yeah,
Macy, that's exactly right, and that was much of the trouble, as I said, in that Carthage game last night. Illinois Wesleyan got the win 78-59 in Game 1 of the semifinal match last night at 5 o'clock. Game 2 saw Wheaton take the win over North Park 68-56, bringing both of those teams to tonight in this championship game where we are now. And it's Illinois Wesleyan that's gotten out to an early lead, 6-0, as I said, in just the first minute and a half.
Yeah, I think that was a great call there by Coach Madsen to call that timeout. You don't want Illinois Wesleyan getting too much momentum behind them this early in the game. The Thunder's really going to need to come and get a good basket here, at least a good possession down the floor.
Myroth is set to inbound. It looks like maybe they set up a little different type of press breaker than they originally got into. It's Dembski and Williams up front. Now we saw Kyler receive the inbound pass on the first 2 times down the floor. The starting 5 for Wheaton, as we said, is Myroth, Dembski, Kyler, Frazier, and Williams. And here they are set to inbound, going against this press. Dembski cuts across the middle, and there's Williams. And that's exactly what Illinois Wesleyan wants. Another turnover for the Thunder. Schneider out front, kicks it into the short corner, and now up top to Merritt. Merritt goes over to Shanks. Now it looks like they'll set up an offense. Hughes gets a screen from Merritt, works inside the paint, throws up a layup, and it's no good. Rebounded Kyler. Out pass to Myroth. Now it's a race to the basket, hits Williams over on the wing. Back out to Kyler, and now Wheaton will be the one to set it up. Frazier up near the elbow, faces up against Merritt, now dribbles back out to the 3-point line and has to reset it to Kyler. Just 10 seconds on the shot clock now. Into Frazier. She's double teamed. Out to Dembski at the top of the key. First 3-point attempt of the night is good for Christy Dembski, and that breaks the Thunder's scoreless streak. It's now 6-3. Illinois Wesleyan leading Wheaton.
Both teams doing a pretty good job of being patient here, but being really quick as well.
Merritt up top, now Schneider on the wing. Schneider Drives down to the block, goes back out to Anderson. Merritt will take a three-pointer, and hers is good as well. Maddie Merritt.
That's going to be important here. The Thunder needs to stay out of those trapping zones right across half court. She's getting pushed into it right now. Myra is able to get out of it as a fast ball handler there.
Dembski now another three-pointer, and that one's good as we'll take a timeout, officials timeout for a player that is down. And it looks here, Myroff, just a nice job to, as you said, dribble through and then kick it out to the wide open Dembski up top, who finishes the three-pointer. But Macy, that's exactly what Illinois Wesleyan wants, is this Thunder team to try to dribble it across. What we saw in that press breaker was it looked like they inbounded the ball. Most of Wheaton's players cleared out and just allowed her to dribble it up 1 versus 2, maybe even 3. Once she crossed half court, they came into trap, and they didn't get her this time, but
yeah, Jordan Myroth is one of the only players on the Thunder team that would be able to dribble through that, just because she's very fast and a very good ball handler. But if that would have been anybody else, it would have probably gotten caught. And they keep picking it up in the exact same spot, which is that corner right across half court. That is a terrible spot to pick it up when you're getting pressed, because that's exactly where they want you.
Injured player on the court was Sydney Shanks, and she was able to get off and walk off on her own power. A good sign. She will be substituted for Samantha Monroe, who now comes in at point guard. Schneider makes a run to the basket, but she's blocked by Kyler. Rebounded Frazier, and she'll bring it up the court herself. Over to Myroth, and now back over to Kyler up top. So far, Wheaton's 2 baskets, both three-pointers, and it's 6-9. Illinois Wesleyan still has the lead. Another skip pass. Dembski's third three-pointer is good as well. And Christy Dembski is on fire with 3 straight three-pointers, tying the game at 9.
That's one way to get a team fired up. 3 for 3 there. That's amazing.
Anderson up top, a handoff to Schneider. Now Monroe into Hughes in the corner, guarded by Myroff. We see Merritt come over to set a screen. Nothing going there. It goes back to Monroe up top, and now Merritt. Pump fake, drive into the lane, out to Schneider. Schneider's three-point attempt, off the side of the rim. Good rebound, Jordan Myroff. She'll start the break for the Thunder. Driving with the right hand, throws up a layup. No good, and it just barely glanced off the left side of the rim. Good move by her to get to the basket. Monroe dribbles over to the wing again. We see Merritt get the ball at the top of the key. Anderson wanted a shot, pump faked, brought it back down. Now Hughes. Anderson drives, jumper, tipped by Dembski. Myroth, the one that comes out of it. Good job dribbling through 2 Illinois Wesleyan defenders to keep the ball, and now we're going to cross into the 5-minute mark. Williams in the corner, three-pointer. Hers is good, and that's 4 straight three-pointers for this Thunder team. 12-9. Their first lead of the game comes on a Hannah Williams three-pointer. Now Merritt in the post, double team, great pass to Schneider, who was wide open for the layup.
We're going to see this press again. Let's see if the Thunder can work through this here.
We've seen him clear out once again, let Myroff take it herself. Passes down low to Kyler, almost tipped. Kyler's short corner jump shot goes. The 12-footer is good. We've seen the Thunder be able to escape that press a couple times. We'll see if Illinois Wesleyan looks to adjust. Into the corner is Anderson, and now back over to the top, Merritt. Merritt's three-pointer is in and out. Another rebound for Jordan Myroff. Big pass up top. Hannah Frazier gets a hand on it and is able to corral it before it heads out of bounds, but now she's trapped in the corner. Out to Kyler, and then over to Williams. Inside Frazier, face up, drive to the left, left-handed layup. She's fouled, heading to the line for 2 shots.
That Merritt-Frazier matchup is really, a tough one. Both of those players are excellent here. We'll see Frazier try to work around Merritt. Merritt does a good job playing defense. Obviously got the foul there, but those two typically, I don't think, face players as tough as their opponent tonight. So seeing how those two are able to adjust, I think will really be telling of how this game turns out. Both
first-team All-CCIW selections, both leading their team in points. Merritt averaging 17 points and 6.7 rebounds. Frazier averaging 20 points and 7.6 rebounds. Frazier hits both of her free throws here. First 2 from the stripe tonight. Couple substitutions for both teams. Kirsten Madsen has checked in for the Thunder, and Sydney Shanks has checked back in for the Titans. And a short corner jump shot by Maddie Merritt is good. Merritt now already up to 9 points. This Thunder strategy to break this press continues to look like hand it to Jordan Myroff and let her dribble it out. She gets almost a layup to go there. Good job by her to take it coast to coast, but no payoff. Maddie Merritt's jumper, a foot behind the free throw line, is rebounded by Hannah Williams. Kyler will bring it up, go over to Madsen. Madsen dribbles around the outside, looks to enter it in. Hughes able to take it away. Madsen tried to pass it over the much taller Hughes, and she got her arms up there to take away first steal of the night. Over to Merritt. Merritt kicks back outside to Sosa. Shanks inside, goes up, and she's fouled. Myroff got her on the arm on the jump shot. She'll head to the line for Illinois Wesleyan's first free throws of tonight. See here, Myroff just jumped, got her hand on the side, it looked like. Got a little ball, but also a little hand on Shanks. First free throw is short. Second free throw on the way, it's good, and it's now 16-14. Thunder still in the lead after that barrage of three-pointers by Christy Dembski. Here's a pass to Kyler, breaking the press easily over to Frazier in the corner. Back to Kyler. Hannah Williams makes a nice cut along the baseline, and now she's down low and gets tied up. Jump ball, good double team by Illinois Wesleyan. Gets the jump ball, but it'll stay with the Thunder.
It's interesting, Illinois Wesleyan earlier was going with more of a trapping press. Still man-to-man, but more of a trapping press. Now they're seeming to be a little bit more passive in their defense there, just strictly going man-to-man, and that's why Myroff's been able to take it up every time.
Inbound to Kyler. Wide open underneath is Hannah Williams. She puts up the layup. Nice job to get the easy one there. 18-14 our score with 2.5 to go in this first quarter. Over to Shanks. She'll dribble it into the corner and hand off to Sosa. Sosa drives to her left. Cross-court pass to Monroe. Monroe, short corner jump shot is good as well, cutting the lead to 2. Myroff goes up the sideline, passes it in, and now wide open underneath was Jill Berg. Kyler wasn't able to get it to her. Now back up top, out to Madsen. Jill Berg working hard in the post. There comes the pass. Sydney Shanks does a great job to tip it out of bounds. Not quite enough height on that one to enter it into Jill Berg.
Yeah, the Thunder's really going to have to use their height with Jill Berg and Devin Kyler if they're going to use those over-the-top passes. Otherwise, there's no use in throwing those because Illinois Wesleyan is great at picking those off.
This layup by Kyler. Sosa out front. And one as she gets the layup to drop her in the foul. She'll head to the line with a chance for a three-point play. Acrobatic scoop layup from Kendall Sosa.
She wasn't even sure she made it. She got up and asked her teammates, did I make it? Oh, okay.
Sosa's at the line. Chance for the three-point play. She's an 81% free throw shooter. Scores tied 18-18 after that layup. She's got a chance to give her team the lead back. Their last lead was at the 6:11 mark. Wheaton's been in control for the last 5 minutes. It's now 1:41 to go in this first quarter. No good on the free throw. Kyler, going to bring it up. Gets down to the elbow, and there's the trap from Illinois Wesleyan. They get on top of it, another jump ball, and this time it's Illinois Wesleyan that will be awarded the ball.
Illinois Wesleyan is really great at forcing turnovers. That's just something that they're so strong at. Not necessarily the best shooting team, but they really capitalize on those turnovers.
They've now forced 5 turnovers and committed 0 of their own, so they're +5 in turnover margin already. Schneider checked back in, drives down, little up and under move. Almost gets that one to go. Pops back out after it was seemingly halfway down, and they cross over into the last minute of play in our first quarter. Ball to Williams. We got Jill Berg against Brovelli. Down low Brovelli, a nice job to deny the entry pass. Tipped out of bounds.
That matchup down there, that's another tough one. Jill Berg really going to have to pin them and try to get that bounce pass in if they want to get it to her under the basket.
Frazier will check back in for the last 55 seconds. Replaces Devin Kyler. Dembski into Frazier, and Shanks almost came over and took that one away, but she puts up a jumper from the elbow, and it's smooth. 20-18 now, breaking the tie. Shanks drives hard to the right, loses the ball, goes off her leg, and it's back to the Thunder. Good defensive play by Hannah Williams. Dembski goes into Williams in the corner. Williams now gets it over. A nice pass out of the trap, but then a travel by Dembski. She got it, didn't know exactly if she wanted to pass or take another dribble, and it costs her. A couple more substitutions. We see Brooke Lansford enter for Illinois Wesleyan. Maddie Merritt comes back in to replace Riley Brovelli. Just 36 seconds to go in the first quarter. Shanks goes over to Schneider at the top of the key, over to Merritt, rotates all the way around to the wing. Schneider's posting up against Frazier. Pump fake, works inside, kicks back out to Merritt and then to Lansford. They want to re-enter it into Schneider. Goes underneath the hoop, good spin move, and the reverse layup is good.
Schneider is a super smart and athletic player. Obviously, Hannah Frazier has height on her, but she's really working under the basket and doing some excellent moves.
2 seconds left. Dempsey's got to get one off. Goes up from Hannah Williams. It's not close. As we come to an end of this first quarter, it's as close as it can be, 20-20. And we expected a good game between these two teams, and if this first quarter will be any indication, it's going to go down to the wire. It's 20-20, as I said. Illinois Wesleyan against Wheaton College here in the CCIW Championship for 2019. And I think really the story of this first quarter, has been the turnovers that Illinois Wesleyan's been able to create, and then the three-pointers that have really kept the Wheaton in the game.
Yeah, definitely two different tactics for these teams, both obviously working, but the Thunder really just play this calm and controlled game, and they try to keep that the entire time. They get good shots off. They really, occasionally they'll do a little run and gun action, but really try to set up, get good shots, do their offense, whereas Illinois Wesleyan, they're looking to get down and get dirty and, get down as fast as they can and really use their smaller people to get those steals and make buckets.
Illinois Wesleyan has got 20 points, 9 of them coming from Maddie Merritt. And for the Thunder, it's 4 3-pointers that account for 12 of their 20 points, 3 of them alone coming from Christy Dembski, who's hit 3 in a row. If I was the Thunder, I maybe would have gone back to her. You hate to leave a shooter on a make and not get her anymore. You want a heat check at some point. Dembski will be the one to get the inbound here as Illinois Wesleyan comes out in what looks like a 2-3 zone to start this second quarter.
Interesting. Obviously, they're a good defensive team, so we'll see if this switch-up is going to work for them here.
And there's a turnover on the first play. Kyler gave it right away. Merritt to the hoop. Layup just off the front of the rim. Now Madsen out front. Guarded by Shanks, and Williams able to get it in the corner. Drives in, right-handed layup, just short. Rebound, Jill Berg underneath. Got to pass it out to Frazier. Re-entered to Berg. Berg gets past Merritt and makes a great move to the hoop for 2. Illinois Wesleyan coach Maya Smith not happy, wanted an offensive foul there on Berg. She doesn't get it, and Wheaton takes their first lead of this second quarter. Shanks now out to Merritt. Lansford checked in there at the end of the first quarter, still in. Schneider works across, right-handed hook shot. Another great move by Ashley Schneider. Looks like we'll have a timeout here.
Schneider really just doing a great job under the basket. They're able to get it to her, which Hannah Frazier and Devin Kyler, whoever's on her, really need to step up and not let that happen. They have the ability to really step in front of her. They have enough tall players that they can play good help side. But if he gets into her, typically they're in trouble because she knows what to do with the ball.
Yeah, we see Illinois Wesleyan when the Thunder try to enter it to either Kyler, Frazier, or Berg. Illinois Wesleyan super aggressive to get that post defender in front of the offensive player, trying to front them and deny that entry pass, something we haven't seen Wheaton do on this end, content to stay on the player's back. And like you said, once it gets entered to the post, they've been in trouble as Illinois Wesleyan has known what to do with it. 22-22, still knotted here with 8:45 to go in the second quarter. Illinois Wesleyan, the first one to come out of the timeout, and they're eager. Got the steal, on that last possession. Their first one in the 2-3 zone, and it's going to be Thunder ball. They're going to look to put on the pressure right away.
Jordan Myroth not on the floor right now, who was breaking the press earlier for the team. So we'll see what they do here, if they're able to pass through it or they're going to try to have one of the other guards dribble through it.
Madsen and Williams, the two up front. Dembski, the inbounder. Dembski goes to Frazier first. Madsen cuts across the middle, and now Frazier looks to dribble against Sosa. Here comes the trap, and it's tipped away. Schneider races out front to get it, is able to tip it to her teammate Lansford. Now Schneider's underneath, puts up the layup, and it's good. Dembski wants to get out quickly, gets it to Frazier. Goes back to Dembski, who's all alone in the backcourt. Passes over to Williams, now it's Jill Berg down low. Lansford gets over, and we just see this Illinois Wesleyan team flying around the court.
Here's the thing, there's always one person open. They're putting two defenders on the ball. So if you can find that open person, Wheaton should be able to capitalize on that. But instead, and it's easy to get this way, but they're just becoming super frantic. And then they can't see the floor and kind of getting in a panic. So they just need to kind of settle down and really look for that open person.
Crisp passes are going to be important. We've seen a couple lazy ones get picked off. Now it goes into Berg, guarded by Schneider. Up top, Williams. Hughes, who just checked in, is guarding, and then a foul will be on the floor. No shots. Be underneath the inbound. Here's Frazier, Hughes, or let's see if they got, I believe it was Hughes that they got there on the foul. It's Raven Hughes' first of the night. Dembski goes in short to Berg. Berg dribbles and then kicks it out. Madsen not able to handle the pass, and that's going to be a backcourt violation. Another turnover. Looks like some of the Thunder bench protesting that it was tipped. Referee doesn't believe so, so it'll be Illinois Wesleyan ball down underneath.
Either way, not a great pass. That would have been tough to handle either way, throwing it straight at the floor. So really, you said it earlier, crisp passes are so important, and any time that there isn't one, the Titans are really picking it off.
Titans have got the lead back. It's 24-22. Shanks up top. Thunder staying in their man-to-man defense. Lansford dribbles to the corner. Madsen almost getting a hand on the ball. Looking for a screen from Merritt. Dribbles to the line. Merritt goes up. Layup's no good. Tipped over. Gets her own rebound and puts it back up. Cleaning up after herself to get the two to drop, and she's our first scorer into double digits tonight.
Yeah, Wheaton allowed a pretty bad matchup there between Merritt and Madsen, and that's really just putting you in a bad situation.
Madsen, three-pointer. That's good, and a deep one to boot. 2 or 3 feet behind the line. Madsen puts it up and cuts the lead to 1. Shanks goes right underneath the hoop. Out to Lansford, who's wide open in the corner for a 3. Off the back of the rim. Tipped over to Schneider, who barely is not able to save it over as it heads toward the Wheaton bench. So we once again see the Thunder now 5 for 5 from behind the 3-point arc.
Yeah, definitely not the same story we're seeing from Illinois Wesleyan. They're not great outside shooters. They've had a couple times where they've been wide open and they can't knock it down. And that's lucky for Wheaton right now as they're leaving that person open.
There's Frazier wide open underneath. Great pass by Madsen. As you said, one player's got to be open. Frazier was the one.
Yeah, that's got to be what they're looking for every single time.
Merritt on the wing, guarded by Frazier. 11 points for Merritt on the night, 6 for Frazier so far. Shanks up top. Merritt will take a long two-point basket that rims out. Madsen out on the break. It's a 3-on-3. She'll wait and pull it back out, giving it over to Kyler. Back over to Madsen on the wing. The screen across the top. It's now Dembski. Hands that one off to Kyler. Very easily could have been picked off. Underneath to Williams, and there's a foul on Raven Hughes, reaching over the back of Hannah Williams on that cut across the baseline.
Hannah Williams does a good job of getting whoever is guarding her in foul trouble because she makes really hard cuts, and it's hard to defend those. If you just saw it there, she was either going to get the ball or that person was going to foul her.
And that's going to be critical. Hughes, no points on the night so far, but in the game against Carthage last night, Hughes had a really good night. Put up 9 points as well as a slew of steals. So to get her in foul trouble early will be beneficial for the Thunder. Madsen works past her defender, gets in and puts up a shot. Wanted the contact, didn't get it. Back the other way, Sosa. Bounce pass inside to Anderson, puts up the shot, no good. Tipped out, and Madsen will let that one roll out of bounds. Last touched by Schneider. Illinois Wesleyan right back into that press. Now it's Kyler, the one that'll dribble up, and Shanks calls it off. Williams goes into Frazier. Frazier step back jump shot around the free throw line is no good. Rebounded by Sosa. Schneider out against Kyler. Dribbles across the lane. Over to Shanks, who works inside. Spin dribble. Puts up a fadeaway jump shot. Just barely goes out. Rebound to Kyler. Kyler down low. Frazier working to her left. Left-handed layup. Goes up off the front of the rim.
A lot of tight defense under the basket. Both teams having trouble getting anything in right now.
Shanks passes out. Last tipped by the Thunder. I think we're seeing Illinois Wesleyan getting the Thunder to play at a little faster pace than they'd like. Last couple possessions have been pretty frantic as there is an open player, so the Thunder look to quickly hurry, get it to that player, and then Illinois Wesleyan be able to recover quickly, help out on defense, force a quick shot, and they're not dropping underneath. Anderson, jump shot is good, coming off the screen. That was a clean jumper. We've got now Illinois Wesleyan on top with the lead. Jacqueline Sanjul checks in for the Thunder and dribbles across the middle. Madsen outside, wanted to put up a shot as she shook her defender there, but now down low to Frazier. Shot clock winding down. Sanjul underneath, missed an opportunity to put one up. Now the shot clock at 2, tipped out of bounds by Merritt with 1 second left on the shot clock.
Yeah, that's tough for the Thunder. They usually get pretty calculated, good shots up, but against this type of defense, you kind of have to be quick and ready to shoot as soon as you get the ball.
Freshman Hannah Swider, number 22 for the Thunder, has checked in. Frazier's got to put one up real quickly, gets it off before the buzzer, but it's wide left. Schneider out front wants to go right to the rim, goes right past Kyler.
That's just not good defense. You know, nobody should ever be able to go coast to coast like that.
Over to Sanjul, bringing it across half court. Passes into Swider in the corner. Back out to Kyler. Now Swider has a wide open three-pointer on the wing, and she gets it to go. The streak continues. Wheaton 6 for 6. Excuse me. Frazier just missed the three-pointer on the other end, so they're 6 for 7. Tipped out. Pass was, the question here was whether Sanjul got a hand on it. Let's see. really close to tough to tell there, but referee gives it back to the Thunder. Swider across to Sanjul, and now Kyler behind the arc. Long skip pass into the corner to Madsen. Great spin to get past Anderson, but Anderson recovers with the block. And a timeout called by Coach Maya Smith of the Titans. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Still knotted here. It's 30-30. Titans and Thunder tied with 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Game definitely is really tight, like we were saying, and we've said that both teams have different styles of gameplay. I think one thing that is kind of interesting, Kirsten Madsen, the shortest player on the floor by quite a bit, and a lot of times, you know, refs aren't going to give those contact fouls under the basket to players that are that much shorter. It's easy to look like a block, but she's continuing to, you know, stay tough and continuing to take things to the basket. And I think if she keeps doing that, it'll eventually open up other players, and they're really going to have to guard her or step off, and she'll be able to make those shots.
And Madsen getting a good amount of playing time here. Myroff has been out for a while. We haven't seen her back in since the first couple minutes. Swider now up top, goes over to Madsen. Sanjul drives in, great move. Left-handed layup is too strong off the glass. Shanks wants to be quick on the other end. Anderson back over to Merritt up top. And now Sosa. Sosa comes off the screen. Has to kick out to Schneider. Madsen gets a hand on it, but then Anderson recovers. Shot clock down now as Shanks gets it on the pass out front. Blocked by Hannah Frazier. Rebound to Kyler, and now Illinois Wesleyan will stay in full court defense. Swider in the corner, another three, and another one is good. Hannah Swider's second three-pointer of the night. That's the 7th for the Thunder. Dribble handoff to Schneider. Back over to Shanks. Anderson pulls a three-pointer on the other end, and that one's good. So the Thunder 7 for 8 behind the line. Illinois Wesleyan 2 for 5. Long pass to break the press out to Madsen. Madsen will pull up for a three-pointer. Short off the front of the rim. Shanks out front to Sosa. Drives in, cutting through the lane. Layup no good, but it's last touched by Kyler, so it'll stay with the Titans. Here's a great move by Sosa. Dribbling with the left hand, slicing in, putting up the layup on the right side, but just a little too strong off the glass. You see Dembski and Williams enter back in for the Thunder. Inbound comes to Anderson. Anderson goes over to Merritt. Dribbles inside, Dembski gets a hand on it, and Williams will recover. Kyler out in the open court to Swider. Drives right past Merritt, puts up the layup, nice off the glass. The finger roll gives the Thunder the lead back. It's now 35-33. Pass in to Schneider. Pump fakes, spins, has to get it back out. Anderson now is being hounded by Dembski out on the perimeter. Schneider comes in, gets it to Merritt. Pump fake. Frazier gets a hand in there, and it's a travel. Merritt moved her feet down in the post, and a turnover for Illinois Wesleyan. Good double by Frazier and Kyler. Looks like Frazier got a hand on the ball there. Full court press still on for Illinois Wesleyan, though it looks like they'll soften it up. They're going to allow Swider to get across half court. Pass down to Hannah Williams. Kicks back out to Dembski. Now Williams in the corner. Drives across the lane with the right hand. Steps through, puts up the shot, and she's fouled. Shot is no good, but she'll head to the line for two shots.
Anna Williams, just really a great player to have on your team, a great outside shooter, the best, I think, three-point shooter on the Thunder team. She also plays so hard that she's able to get inside and get either good buckets or to the line like this.
First free throw for Williams is good. 36.2 seconds on the game clock. 6-second differential between the shot clock. Williams hits the second, so if Illinois Wesleyan wants to hurry, they could get a 2-for-1 opportunity here. Anderson on the wing, drives in with the left hand, kicks back out to Monroe. Anderson goes right past Dembski, puts up the layup. She's fouled by Frazier. And we'll head to the line for 2 more. Great job by Anderson to go to the baseline. Not so good defense by Dembski to allow her there so easily. Caused Frazier to try to help, and she just didn't get over in time. Got her across the arm on the layup. First free throw good for Anderson. Hughes checks in for Monroe. Anderson's second is too strong, but Hughes tracks it down in the corner. Offensive rebound. Shot clock is now turned off as we have 15 seconds to go. Shanks brings it out. Looks like she'll dribble at least some time off the clock. Calls for a high screen from Bravelli. Drives to her right. Gets inside. Blocked by Frazier. And a jump ball will stay with Illinois Wesleyan.
You know, they were lucky on that jump ball there, but Wheaton really is not doing a great job on those screens of recovering, and that's going to put the bigger players in a bad position. Frazier was able to do a good job on that last defensive play, but you don't want your big people in foul trouble.
Shanks will not get it off in time. Shot is good, but referee emphatically signals that she did not get it off in time. So the Thunder head into halftime with a 3-point lead, 37-34 over Illinois Wesleyan, and this is a first half where we've seen, we've mentioned it time and time again, but 2 really different playing styles. Illinois Wesleyan hustling, able to force 10 turnovers for the Thunder. They've got 11 points off of those turnovers. And for the Thunder, I'd really say it's the 3-pointer that's keeping them in this game. 21 of their 37 points coming off the long ball.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with everything you just said. Really great defense is keeping Illinois Wesleyan in this game. Just really buckling down, and whatever defense they're in, stopping the Thunder and forcing errors and not allowing the shots that they want to take. But Thunder's answering back with those 3-pointers.
We're going to send it into halftime now. Thanks again for joining us for the 2019 CCIW Women's Basketball Championship game. Again, we'll send it back and be back here before the second half resumes. Thanks for tuning in to the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. We'll see you at the start of the second half.
Hello, my name is Rob Ribby and I'm director here at Honey Rock, and I'm excited to talk to you about Advanced Camp. Advanced Camp is one of the most unique and powerful programs at Honey Rock, and it is at a critical time for young people between junior high and high school, and helping to equip and prepare them to manage that significant transition. It's a 3-week program that has a wilderness trip, some significant in-camp experiences around our activity areas and Bible studies, and then thirdly has a significant service component. The whole goal of the program is to prepare them and help them understand who they are and how they can stand for Christ and live in healthy and whole ways as they enter the significant years of high school. I think it is one of the best investments you can make at this important time in their lives. We hope to see you next summer. God bless.
I think a lot of today tries to emphasize how much you need to be the individual and how much you need to kind of have your plan set out for you as soon as you reach the end of high school. Vanguard just kind of popped out of nowhere, and the idea of a gap year, spending it in the woods, and I felt like I just needed to take some time away from the kind of rigorous academic world just to kind of recenter myself. I feel like this is probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, was to take a gap year.
For me, going right to college was really kind of a scary thought because I didn't know what I wanted to major in, what I wanted to do. So taking a gap year was a really good chance for me to just grow and mature a little more before going to college.
Once a month we would have professors from Wheaton come up and run a seminar, and those were exploring big questions of faith or big questions that millennials face.
Also, just the Vanguard community itself is really tight, and we became kind of like a family.
I'm very thankful for these people who are willing to push me, but just care for me so deeply, and definitely I think something unique to this place, to Honey Rock, and to Vanguard as a program.
Basically the whole year was one immersion trip, being here in the Northwoods and interacting with the local community here. Another was going to the Dominican Republic.
It was learning and delving deeper into my faith, but without grades and without this pressure that I've always felt to perform. And I think having the opportunity to learn in such an intimate setting has influenced me in a really positive way.
I think what Vanguard does is it helps you to really discover your true potential and help you to kind of define your own calling.
It's a year of your life, yeah, and you might think, oh, this will set me behind all my friends, but it won't. At this stage in life, you're still so young, and there's still so much time to explore the world and to see what you want to study, and you'll have your 4 years of college, but you don't need to rush into that.
The person I am now compared to the person at the beginning is different in a lot of ways, but probably one of the most important ways would just be less anxiety about the future and more of just present-mindedness and openness to what God is doing and what His plan is from here.
Yeah, I definitely think, looking back on it, taking a gap year and doing Vanguard was the best decision of my life.
Every day, as students attend chapel, meet friends for lunch, or raise their hands in class, they encounter the Wheaton Fund at work, ensuring the excellence of their Wheaton College experience.
Because of the Wheaton Fund.
Because of the Wheaton Fund.
Because of the Wheaton Fund.
Because of the Wheaton Fund, Wheaton students receive a Christ-centered liberal arts education, led by world-class faculty, preparing them for a variety of kingdom vocations.
Because of the Wheaton Fund, all Wheaton students can grow in their faith through chapel, small groups, and real-world ministry experiences.
Because of the Wheaton Fund, students can participate in a more holistic Wheaton experience through extracurricular activities such as clubs, athletics, student government, and more.
Because of the Wheaton Fund, students get to live, learn, and play in world-class facilities. Everything from light bulbs illuminating late-night study sessions to lab equipment fueling discovery in Meyer Science Center. It is made possible by the Wheaton Fund.
Because of the Wheaton Fund, the total excellence of a Wheaton education is made affordable for all of our students. And that's only possible when family, friends, parents, alumni give generously to the Wheaton Fund. Because of you, lives are being transformed each and every day on this campus. People that will lead society and serve the church in the next generation. Because of the Wheaton Fund.
Because of you.
Christ at the Core is changing the way that we teach
and learn on campus. It's the beginning of a 4-year journey, a pilgrimage, and study of the liberal arts in a Christian community.
The first time I heard about the core seminar was in my spring connection of my senior year. So what really stood out to me was what they said that went along the lines of, in order to know your career, you first have to know your identity. And that completely blew my mind, because all the other schools talked about how I could excel in this subject and grow in this career field, but no one asked me who I was. Through the seminar and through my professor, Dr. Keith Johnson, I've learned that being a student is a vocation. It is a calling. The Lord has placed me here and my classmates here for a reason.
The first year seminar is really built around introducing what we mean by Christian liberal arts, and that is not just to study that, but to actually do it. As we read texts, think about great ideas, refine our writing, make arguments, listen respectfully to students that differ from one another.
So homework wasn't a chore. I engaged deeply with the readings because I wanted to come to class with an insight to share and ready to learn from the students around me. It was an exciting opportunity, and I felt valued as an individual with the things that I could share with the classroom as well as learn.
The Christ at the Core and advanced integrative curriculum is important for our students because it gives them an unparalleled opportunity for critical inquiry and to understand how their academic engagement informs their faith, and also how their faith informs their academic engagement.
It's really cool to be in a class that is just combining two very different disciplines, being taught by two different professors. Dr. Townsend, just in the Department of Natural Sciences, and then Dr. Barwigan in Christian Formation and Ministry Department, but then seeing how they interact so beautifully in class and how they really just build on what each other are saying.
Students are getting expert knowledge in two very disparate disciplines, and that they're now having to learn how to integrate this. So it teaches them from a liberal arts perspective how to not only take kind of these silos of content and learn it, memorize it for a test, but to see that everything that they're learning contributes to one another.
One of the best things that I've experienced is team teaching and actually having a chance to learn from you.
No, absolutely, that's true. I remember when we had this moment where we were teaching Ursula Le Guin, and I thought, this is perfect because we've got a literary scholar and a political philosophy person together, and a man and a woman dealing with issues related to gender. And I thought, this is such a great experience for the students to be able to hear us working that out, talking that together.
So one of the outcomes in the first year seminar is to learn how to articulate the gospel. And so we, as a seminar, gathered and went to the basement of the Billy Graham Center and went to the pulpit there and began to practice proclaiming the gospel to each other. It was fun to do it together, to hear each other as we were learning better how to communicate the truth of Jesus Christ.
Part of the seminar experience is that we really build a community over the semester that we are together.
One of my favorite memories from core class was actually not during class, but one night when Dr. Lauber, my core professor, had us over to his house for dinner.
And community really built around that. Having food, having coffee, and having our textbooks in front of us.
This was a really impactful experience because as a freshman first semester, it was so nice to have a night where I could spend time in a home with a family eating dinner. Dr. Lauber really showed that he first cared about us as people and then as students, which made my core experience even more impactful and started off my freshman year really well.
And ultimately, this is what it's about: an education for life, a preparation for a life of service, because Christ truly is at the core of what we're doing here.
Welcome back inside King Arena here, as we said, on the campus of Wheaton College for tonight's CCIW basketball tournament championship game between the Illinois Wesleyan Titans and the Wheaton College Thunder. Once again, I'm Abram Erickson here with Macy Weeks on WTSN. Thanks for tuning in and checking back for the start of the second half. The Thunder entered halftime with a 3-point lead. They're up 37-34 in this one, and it's been a close one all the way through. The Thunder able to take the lead a little bit later as Illinois Wesleyan really controlled the game for the first 5 to 6 minutes. Got up a lead of, at one point, 6 points, but since then the Thunder storming back with 7 3-pointers and had their largest lead at 5 at one point. Now it's 3 as we look to get things started in the second half.
Yeah, like you said, those 3-pointers really are what put the Thunder back in the game. And so we'll see if that's what they're going to try to stick with in the second half, or if they're going to try to work the post a little bit more. I'd personally like to see them work inside more than they did that first half. Relying on those 3-pointers will get, I think, tough if they get worn out here. And Illinois Wesleyan is doing everything they can to wear down the Wheaton Thunder.
Yeah, for me, the Thunder keys for this second half are really going to be taking care of the ball and are going to be finding good shots. Something that they didn't always do well in the first half. 10 turnovers, a lot of them coming on that press by Illinois Wesleyan. So if they're able to take control, and like you said before, Macy, kind of like take a deep breath, even though it can get frantic when Illinois Wesleyan's flying around the court. If they're able to compose themselves, look for the open player and find the open player, then they're going to be able to do a lot better, get some open shots, because as we said, the 3-pointers really keeping them in this one. They're shooting 78% in the first half, and that's just not a sustainable number over 40 minutes here, normally at least. So we'll see if they come out shooting in the second half as well, or if they'll be a little more focused, like you said, on the post. But one good thing to note is that Jordan Myroff is back in here. She was on the bench for most of the first half due to some foul trouble. She picked up 2 fouls early. She's back to start the second half, but Kristen Madsen putting in some good minutes in her place there in that first half as well. Myroff quickly dribbling down and then giving it over to Kyler. Kyler drives across the baseline, goes over to Williams on the wing. Frazier cuts across the lane, gets that pass, and then let's see here, looks like a foul going to be called against Maddie Merritt of Illinois Wesleyan. That'll be her second foul of the game. Myroff the inbounder. She's going to have to find someone quickly. Gets it to Frazier. Back over the top to Kyler. Kyler's been quiet tonight. Just 2 points on the night. 1 lone bucket into Frazier in the post. Guarded by Anderson, doubled by Merritt. Back out to Kyler with 15 on the shot clock.
Titans do a great job of anytime that ball gets anywhere in the paint, they double down immediately. And it's really hurting the Thunder here.
Pass inside. Williams puts up the hook shot. Rolls around the rim twice. Offensive rebound. Myroff puts it up, but no good. Rebounded by Shanks. Shanks quickly attacking the basket. Kicks out to Schneider. Pump fake. Works it back around to Anderson up top. Anderson now gives over to Shanks. Wants to enter it into Schneider. Kyler supplying the defense there. Out to Merritt for a wide open jump shot, which she knocks down. Merritt 6 for 10 from the field. And now we see the Thunder clear out and let Kyler bring it up. Guarded by Shanks. Pass over to Myroff and then inside to Frazier. Out to Williams with her foot on the line. Attempts a long 2-pointer that rims out. Reagan Hughes the rebound. Hughes goes over to Shanks on the wing once again, looking to go to Schneider. Schneider works away underneath the basket and then passes out to no one in particular, luckily for them. Anderson there to get on top of it. Otherwise, a Thunder player could have easily come around and take that one away. But Merritt's 3-point attempt is no good. Foul. It's going to stay with Illinois Wesleyan. It'll be an over-the-back call. You see Hughes getting good position inside on Williams, and Williams just goes over top and picks up the foul. Anderson's pass goes to Shanks in the corner. Gets a screen from Schneider, but has to go back out. See Anderson take a jumper off the back of the rim hard, and Frazier with the rebound. Back to Kyler. We've seen Kyler just so far in this one become kind of the primary ball handler, bringing it up on the last couple possessions.
Illinois Wesleyan really working to push the Thunder out and keeping them out of that paint.
Frazier guarded by Merritt, skip pass across to the corner. Frazier works with a nice move, and she's fouled on the layup. Good job by Hannah Williams to get herself to the line.
That quick first step Hannah Williams has is really what's able to get her there. Had a good fake and then quickly stepped around the defensive player there.
A nice job as well to switch the ball over to her right hand for that layup. Anderson easily got her over the arm, and she makes the first. Second one on the way. Second is no good, but rebounded by Kyler, who will bring out the offensive rebound, and we look to reset things. Frazier against Merritt. Dribbles with the left hand across. Puts up the layup. Reaching out and flicking it up with the left hand. A nice job by Hannah Frazier to get to the hoop.
That's kind of what we need to see between Kyler and Frazier there. Both of them taking control of this game.
Another up and under move by Schneider. That time blocked by Frazier. Last touch by Hughes, and it'll go back to the Thunder. Good defensive stand there. See Schneider get Kyler up in the air, and then Kyler recovers quickly with the block, but Hughes tips it out. Ina Dembski and now Myroth on the outside. Myroth looking to dribble against Shanks. Goes across the middle, works inside, keeps it low, and gets splitting two defenders. Kicks out to Dembski, and now Frazier on the outside. Foul there, reach in against Maddie Merritt. And that's an easy call if you're the referee.
Absolutely.
Not a good reach by Merritt as Frazier's out 20 plus feet from the basket, and not in a shooting motion of any kind. Just got her right across the arm. Quick pass inside to Kyler. Outside now, looking for somewhere to go with it. A high pass into Frazier, and now Kyler's open in the corner for a three-pointer. Her first attempt of the night is no good. Anderson dribbling through, slicing past the defense, and Bravelli is checked in as well. Got her hand on it there before Anderson hits another nice short corner jumper. We've seen Illinois Wesleyan shoot really well from some of those 12 to 15-foot shots. They're only 2 for 6 on the night from behind the arc. But they've made their fair share of nice mid-range jumpers.
Yeah, I think they're just in the mindset that when they get the ball, they're ready to shoot. And sometimes that doesn't work out, and they don't shoot it. But they're always ready to shoot.
Hannah Williams puts up a shot with her back to the basket, and it drops in. Monroe is checked into the game, gets the ball over to Schneider. This matchup between Schneider and Kyler is proving very important here in this one, as Schneider with 12 points early. Ball almost knocked away, but Schneider able to recover and get it out to Monroe. Pass inside is taken away by Dembski. Myroth, a pass up to Frazier, who's wide open. Pump fake, goes up with the left hand and gets it to go. Nice pump fake there. Schneider flew right by, and Frazier was able to lay it up easy off the glass. Shanks gets a screen from Schneider out top. Drives in with the right hand, goes up, puts up the jumper and is fouled. It rims out. It'll be 2 shots from the stripe for Sydney Shanks.
These free throws are going to be super important. I think really if she misses these and then the Thunder goes down and scores, that'll be a big gap to start closing.
44-38, the score, 6-point lead, largest of the night for the Thunder. There, it's taken down to 5. Got 5 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. A couple more players enter. Kendall Sosa comes in for Illinois Wesleyan. Shanks, her second, is good as well, so she does hit both. Just a 4-point difference, and now a careless play by the Thunder as Hannah Williams got the inbounds pass and just passed it right back to Myroth, who hadn't even fully stepped in bounds. A costly turnover.
That's what Illinois Wesleyan wants. They want to capitalize on just stupid errors like that.
Shanks slices across the lane. Out to Anderson for a long three-pointer. No good. Tipped, gotten underneath by Hughes, who goes right back up. Foul on Devin Kyler. It'll be her second. Hughes at the line for a chance to close the gap. Here's a nice job. It looks like Sosa was the one that got a hand on it there. Tipped it over to Hughes, who went up, and Kyler protests that she was straight up, but brought those arms down just enough to get called for the foul. Looks like we will take a media timeout here. First, the under 5 timeout here in the third quarter. But Illinois Wesleyan able to keep pace for the most part here for the Thunder. We had a 3-point lead coming out of the half, and still a 3-point lead here with 4:54 to go.
Yeah, you know, the Thunder really, we talked about it before, they came back from halftime, but has to cut down on those turnovers. That, you know, silly turnover they had down there resulted in, you know, now it could be a 2-point lead instead just a minute ago it was a 6-point lead. So really just focusing on playing clean the rest of the game is going to be super important if we want to come out and win this game.
The Thunder just one turnover committed so far in this one, but it has only been 3 minutes, so time will tell as to how they handle the ball in this one for the rest of the way. On the Thunder side, 2 players now in double digits. Hannah Frazier has 10, and Hannah Williams with 10 as well. For Illinois Wesleyan, it's Merritt and Schneider leading the way. Merritt has 13, and Schneider has 12. Hughes is the one at the line. She's 1 for 1, hit her first free throw just a second ago. Hughes' second free throw is clean through. 44-42. Williams get the inbound pass. Passes across to Kyler, who makes a cut across the middle. There's a foul on Kendall Sosa. Didn't move her feet in time and picks up the foul.
It's just not good on Sosa's part. I mean, I see that obviously unintentional there, but being that far away from the basket, really, they almost had her in a good trapping position. Not a good play there.
Swider comes out to get the ball, and we see Illinois Wesleyan once again in this 2-3 that they tried for just a brief couple minutes in the second quarter. See if it's going to be something they just switch back and forth from, or a strategy they're going to stick with here in the second half. Williams outside, gets over to Madsen. Just 7 on the shot clock. Back out to Madsen. Williams is now in the corner. 2, has to throw one up. It looks like her foot was on the line as she got that shot up, but even if she hadn't stepped out, that's not a good shot.
No, not at all.
And that's exactly what Illinois Wesleyan wants.
Yeah, not exactly her fault by any means, but just they had Hannah Swider open in the other corner, and they missed that pass to her when there was 10 seconds left on the clock. And so just being smart and thinking, okay, time's running down, how can we get the best shot possible, not how can we run out the most time.
Anderson drives in a great backdoor cut and pass. And the rebound almost taken away by Hughes, but she's called for the foul. And she just came and took it right out of the hands. Let's see here. A great cut by Shanks. Gets right past Schneider, but can't really handle it all the way. And then Kyler got the rebound, and Hughes came down and took it away. We'll be at the line.
Devin Kyler, a good free throw shooter here. This will be another good opportunity for the Thunder to get back up by a further point, by more points here.
Ravelli checks in the game for Hughes because Hughes has picked up her 3rd foul now. Really the only player other than Schneider, who has, or Merritt, excuse me, who has 3 as well. Kyler rattles in the second free throw. It is a 4-point lead, 46-42 with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Sosa over to Schneider and looking to get something going. We haven't seen Maddie Merritt in the last couple of minutes. As I said, she's got 3 fouls as well, but definitely a big part of this offense. Sosa spins underneath and puts up the layup. Scoop shot doesn't drop, but she's heading to the line for 2 shots. And that's really a nice move by Sosa. Drives across the lane with the left hand and then spins back, the step through, and then could have gotten that one to drop, but a little too strong off the glass.
Titans are really hanging between this 2 and 4 point deficit here. So really something's got to change here if they want to break through and finally pass up the Thunder in the second half.
Jill Berg checks in for Devin Kyler. Thunder certainly with the height advantage out there right now with both Frazier and Berg. Free throw drops in. Over to Williams in the corner. Dribbles past, and now Illinois Wesleyan going to bring that other defender, and Anderson gets called for the foul. If you're the Thunder, that's one way to do it, to pick up fouls on the press and then head to the line, especially at this point. You can see Anderson bumps Frazier, or bumps Williams on the hip there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not, it's tough. It is tough as a defender on that, but that's just not smart because she was running right alongside her. The only way Hannah Williams was going to be able to do anything was really put her elbow into her and cut across, or literally just run straight out of bounds. So she's playing good defense up to that point, but this, kind of pushing them when they're just past half court, that's not a smart move for the Titans. Williams
is good on both free throws, 48-44, back to a 4-point lead. Shanks over to Bovelli and then rotated all the way around to Sosa. Sosa, a pump fake, drives along the baseline. Gets it down low to Schneider. Schneider goes up, called for the foul on Jill Berg, and we'll go back to the line for 2 shots.
Quite a few free throws shot here in the last couple of minutes.
There's still a full 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go in this quarter, and from here on out, both teams will be shooting on fouls. Schneider, that one rattles out. Both teams pretty good from the stripe. Although Schneider missing both there. Illinois Wesleyan, 74.5% from the line. The Thunder, 73.2% as a team. Williams on top, looking for something to go with here, and we see the Titans back in man-to-man, out of that press, but now just a lazy pass by Williams gets picked off by Anderson. Sosa going down the other way, gets a short corner jump shot that just barely glances off the front of the rim. Madsen goes and gets it, wants to set up a play on this end. Out to Frazier, up top. She's looking for something and then throws it into open space. Tried to get it over to Williams right as Williams cut and just threw it right out of bounds.
Yeah, that's just frustrating and tough. I mean, to have simple turnovers like that, I don't know. That's just, you got to be clean on that type of thing.
Just a bit of a miscommunication, but it costs the Thunder. Drive by Sosa on the baseline, puts up a little floater and gets it to go. That's probably the second or third time that we've seen baskets come off a baseline drive. The Thunder not being very tough in defending that baseline. And now Swider's got to get it across half court, just barely does before the 10-second clock. Frazier against Bovelli. Kicks out to Swider. It's a screen, and now a steal out in the open court, but a foul that's going to go against Madsen. So the foul going the other way. Let's see here. Anderson gets her hand into the passing lane, tips it away.
I don't know.
I'm not exactly sure there. It looks like both players were going after the ball. Didn't see a whole lot of contact, but Anderson will head to the line after a foul on Madsen.
Yeah, and regardless, that was avoidable again if they would have had a good pass. Just the Thunder here, we'll see if she makes these two, but if it gets tied up, really have to focus on passing.
It's the first. Myroth checks back in.
I think Myroth is kind of key to those good passes. Just really, she's a fast player, so she's able to get the pressure off of her a little bit more than some of the other ball handlers. And she just truly is able to make those good passes typically.
Second free throw, the one that could have tied it up, was no good. The Thunder still have a 1-point lead. Now Frazier picks up her dribble right here in the trapping zone and luckily is able to get it out to Myroth. Madsen, a three-pointer. No good. Howard off the back of the rim. Up high to Frazier, gets the rebound. Trying to put it up and finally foul there. A lot of contact on the rebound and then the gather, and it's called on Anderson.
Frazier does a good job of hanging onto that ball there. When she put it down, that was something the Titans usually would steal and pick up there, but did a good job of hanging on to it and is at the free throw line now.
The first free throw is good. We've got 1 minute and 36 seconds to go in the third quarter. Second one as well, so brings the lead back up to 3. Shanks over now into the corner. Sosa comes off of a screen and puts up a long 2 off the front of the rim. Madsen gets the rebound, but picks up her dribble, tipped by Anderson, and now Frazier gathers it. But she's got to get out of this press. Madsen works back to the middle of the floor, over to Dembski. Dembski still for 3 on the night from behind the arc. She's been quiet since that. Berg misses the layup and then is fouled underneath, and it'll be Bravelli that heads to the line for 2 shots for Illinois Wesleyan. Great inside pass, great seal by Berg, but just not able to finish it up.
Yeah.
Bravelli at the line with just about a minute to go. First free throw is off the back of the rim hard and no good.
Free throws are really the Titans' kind of demise here. They're 9 for 16 right now. Missed 7. That's tough. I mean, when the game is this tight.
Hits that one there, so 10 for 17 is what they're at. 58.8%. That's a full 20 percentage points below their normal average. And tonight's not the night you want to have a dip in free throw shooting.
Right, some nights you can get away with that, but when it's like this and you're only down 2 points, but you've missed 7 freebies, that's something that is tough, and after the game, something that can really get you down.
Myroth's back in, so is Kyler. Goes over to Madsen. Madsen over to Myroth, and now a skip pass over to the wing. Cross-court pass to Frazier, steps behind the three-point line, puts up a three-pointer, that's good. Hannah Frazier. She's now got 15 on the night and gives the Thunder a 5-point lead. Schneider works inside, goes back out to Bravelli. Lansford, who checks in, loses the ball underneath, and a foul by Bravelli will send Dembski to the line for 2. So here, who is it? It's Kyler that gets her hand on it, and then Bravelli reaches in against Dembski and attempting to recover it. .8 seconds left. Shot clock will be off for the remainder of the quarter. Dembski misses a free throw. Dembski's second drops in after bouncing high off the back of the rim. So it's 54-48, 6-point lead, tied for the largest of the game for the Thunder. Shanks looks like she will dribble out a good portion of the clock here. Kicks to the corner. Lansford a three-pointer. She buries it. Clock winding down to 4 seconds. Kyler wants to get something off. Passes up ahead to Berg, but not in time, as they're not able to get a shot to go before the buzzer. So the Thunder still with the lead, and it's still 3 points, 54-51, as we get set to enter the fourth quarter. And if you remember, they were up by 3 at halftime, and so no ground gained by Illinois Wesleyan, and the Thunder were not able to extend their lead at all in that third quarter.
Yeah, we'll see if Illinois Wesleyan can kind of close that gap. They've just really had trouble. They've cut it to 2, but never more than that. And it's just, that's something that's kind of like a mental game at that point, to be able to get back, 2 points, 3 points, whatever it is. That's not that many points. They definitely could come back in this game. So the Thunder needs to remember that they could come back in this game and just continue to be crisp and play hard and not let them creep back in.
And the Thunder have moved a little bit away from the three-pointer, like we wondered if they would do. They've only got one in this. They only had one in the third quarter, so only one in the second half so far, compared to that 7 that they had in the first half. But they've been able to keep the scoring up in a variety of other ways. They got to the line a lot more this quarter, and they're 12 for 14 from the stripe, so a good mark from them. And this game turning out to be higher scoring than the last 2 times that these teams matched up. Final scores before were 56-54 and then 58-52. We're already at that 50 mark here, just starting the fourth quarter. Schneider passes to Shanks. Shanks looking for somewhere to go. Crossover up top. And out to Schneider. Drives inside, kicks back out to Lansford. Lansford, a step-back jumper that's an air ball, but rebounded by Sosa. 5 seconds left. Steps through 2 defenders and then misses the layup. Ball out to Madsen. Illinois Wesleyan still flying around in this trap. Berg's got out in front and then passes back to Myroff. Jill Berg had a wide-open Thunder player streaking towards the basket. Didn't get a chance to get her the pass. Now she goes, and there's a foul called against Schneider. Once again, a good seal by Jill Berg. Spins around, and then Schneider just gets a little too much contact when Berg tries to pivot. Myroff in the corner wants to go back to Berg. Skip pass over to Madsen, and now Kyler is back up top. This one caught by Merritt. Merritt, the takeaway. Look to go the other way. Back down. Kicking out to Schneider. Schneider puts one up, that's no good. Rebounded, and Kyler not able to handle it, so it goes out of bounds off of the Thunder.
Kyler's been doing a much better job, I feel like, this half of really using her height over Schneider to her advantage. And I feel like she was doing a good job of that in the first half. Schneider really able to lay on some gnarly moves in that first half, but there Kyler did a good job of just putting her hands up.
Yeah, and Schneider had 12 points in the first half, none so far in this second half. So Kyler has been doing a good job locking her down, one of the leading scorers. Now Schneider is fouled by Jill Berg, so she'll be at the line. Berg's second. Both teams now with one foul already early in this fourth quarter. Schneider's free throw is short, off the front of the rim. She's now 0 for 3 on the night from behind the line. She's a 57% free throw shooter on the season. Makes that one there. She's now 1 for 4 and brings the score to 54-52. Blocking foul called against Shanks. So the Thunder will start things over again on the press. This one again is just Shanks wanted to force Myroth to the left. Myroth went right, and Shanks did not slide over in time, but she picks up her second personal foul. Dempsey out in the open court. Hughes coming over the trap, tipped away. Myroth gets it back. And now everybody wants the 10-second call in the building, and they do get it. The Illinois Wesleyan bench emphatic, standing up, and the referee does award the 10-second violation, so that's another turnover for the Thunder, 17 on the night. Illinois Wesleyan with a chance to tie it. Hughes in the corner. She's been out as well due to some foul trouble. Anderson over to Merritt. Into Sosa in the corner. Drives baseline, gets right past Hannah Williams and puts up the layup that ties the game at 54.
You've talked about it earlier, but a ton of their points have came off that baseline drive. Really, the Thunder just needs to put their foot on that line and not let them go that way.
Kyler out front. Great backdoor pass and cut by Myroth. Gives the Thunder the 2-point lead, and those are Myroth's first points of the night. Schneider's layup is tipped by Frazier. Good defensive stop by the Thunder. Myroth comes down, crosses over. Ball is tipped, but Dembski's able to recover it. Kyler outside. Goes over to Williams with 7 minutes to go. Back out to Kyler, inside to Frazier, who creates space between herself and Maddie Merritt and puts up a layup for 2.
Just when the Titans were able to cut it, now Thunder pushes ahead a little bit more.
Back over to Sosa. Sosa wants to get Merritt down low, but Kyler really hedging over. Sosa goes to the baseline again, and then foul called against Hannah Williams. That'll be a block. Williams tried to cut off the baseline there, but she didn't do it by, like you said, Macy, just putting her foot on that line. Instead, she rode Sosa all the way over there, picking up the blocking foul. And then goes to Schneider. Looks like a play into the corner for Anderson, who puts up a 3 off the back of the rim. Rebound, Myroth. Myroth out front, drives in with the right hand against Schneider. Spin move, gets inside, great pass down low to Frazier, who puts up the layup.
Thunder doing a great job of finding Frazier. Titans doing a terrible job of putting defense on her.
6-0 run in the last minute and a half for the Thunder. Anderson dribbles inside and then puts up a jumper. It's way short, but rebounded underneath by Sosa. Foul by Devin Kyler. Sosa back to the line. That was a really good couple of defensive possessions for the Thunder there, ended by the foul.
Seems like the Thunder's really picked it up in this last minute and a half, 2 minutes, but the Titans are really trying to answer back here.
Sosa does so by hitting the first. Second one is good as well. Madsen checks in. Let's see who she will replace. It's Hannah Swider. We saw a great pass by Myroth on the other end to Hannah Frazier to cap off that score. And it's worth noting that she's got 7 assists in this one. 2 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. A great game for her so far. Kyler hounded by Lansford and then passes it over through the hands of Myroth. Frazier luckily able to go, and that's a charge. Raven Hughes got her feet set. Frazier went right into her, and Hughes picks up drawing the charge.
Yeah, Hughes just does a great job here of just staying set, really letting Frazier come into her.
60-56. Still a 4-point lead for the Thunder. Sosa driving in, out to Schneider. Free throw line, jump shot, falls in after hanging out of the front of the rim. Williams looking to dribble through the press. Over to Kyler. Kyler got to get it across. Picked off by Schneider as she looked to go to the corner. Sosa going right through. Foul by Kyler. And Kyler definitely did get ball. So that's what I think the Thunder student section is not happy about. We'll see it here. She does get the ball, but I think she comes down afterwards and gets Sosa on the arm or maybe on the head as well.
Yeah.
There's his first free throw, rims out. Dembski checks in the game for Madsen.
Starters back on the floor here.
Sosa hits the second, and it's now just a 1-point lead for the Thunder with 5 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Pass over to Myroth. Dangerous pass. It goes out of bounds. We'll see. Referee rules that it'll stay with the Thunder. Schneider got right over there and tipped it out. We'll see if we can get it on the replay here. Myroth went up and got it, and then the question was just who did the ball carom off last before it went out of bounds. Williams goes into to Kyler. Frazier down the block, guarded by Merritt. Kicks out. Dembski, three-pointer, short. Her first miss of the night from behind the arc. Lansford takes it up across half court. Lansford works against Dembski, gets it down low to Merritt. Pump fake up, now Schneider. Jumper from the free throw line, no good. Offensive rebound. Back out, now it's the corner for Lansford. Wide open. Buries the three-pointer and gives Illinois Wesleyan their first lead of this second half. 62-60, the Titans with the lead.
Still 4.5 minutes to play here in King Arena, and I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be a tough 4.5 minutes.
Dembski passed up a three-pointer there, gets it over to Frazier. Ball's tipped by Schneider. Merritt races over and gets the rebound. Great defensive possession by the Titans. Out to Merritt, she's out in front. Steps, puts up a jumper over Hannah Frazier's hand, but Schneider comes through with the offensive board. Schneider hustling around the court to get that rebound. Into the corner. Schneider steps through, puts up a hook shot, no good. Rebound to Devin Kyler, out to Myroth, who wants to push. Pass over to Frazier. Down on the block by Merritt. Merritt goes down, and Frazier puts it right up. Timeout called by Coach Madsen of the Thunder, and now we've got a tie ball game. 62-62. Titans and Thunder knotted with 3:47 to go. Here's a great pass by Myroth. And then a good finish by Frazier as well. Myroth picks up her 8th assist of the night. And Hannah Frazier has eclipsed the 20-point mark as well. She's now got 21 points on the night, first of either team to do that. These last 2 minutes, as you said, Macy, are going to be a hard-fought last couple minutes, and I think the story, I don't think the story changes, though, in the last couple minutes of what both teams need to do. It's really going to be, can Wheaton handle the ball, not turn the ball over, and can Illinois Wesleyan cause turnovers?
Yeah, I think Illinois Wesleyan really, for a little bit in the middle there, just laid off on the defense, not pushing as hard, and part of that's kind of fatigue, I'm sure, as they stick with the same few players. But they really, in these last 2 minutes, picked it back up, and when they're playing that tough defense, it's hard for the Thunder to score, and it becomes much easier with that momentum for the Titans to score.
All right, both teams coming out of the timeout. For the Thunder, it'll be Dembski, Kyler, Myroth, Williams, and Frazier, the starters. For the Titans, it'll be Shanks, Hughes, Merritt, Sosa, and Lansford. Titans coming out with the ball, a chance to take the lead once again.
They've been doing a good job of playing pretty good defense, but just really making sure that they're not letting that baseline get through or too much penetration here.
See Kyler playing really tight defense on Hughes, not wanting her to get anywhere near the basket. Now Shanks, Myroth gets a screen from Merritt. Passes to Merritt, short corner, jump shot goes up, and Maddie Merritt hits the jumper. Kyler looking to work her way past half court. Myroth gets it, works to the corner, and then gets past. Passes Aaron and goes to Maddie Merritt. There's a turnover for the Thunder. Chance for Illinois Wesleyan to extend the lead. Hughes wide open underneath. Great pass from Lansford.
It was a great cut by Hughes there. I don't know where the Thunder was on her, but wide open. Really good job on that pass and on that cut.
Kyler goes up high to get the pass. Now down low. Hughes tries to track it down after she tipped it. Not able to, but not a great pass by Kyler.
Thunder coach Madsen really just told his players, he's motioning downwards, calm down, calm down.
66-62. Now our score with 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go, and that's still a long time. I mean, when you get under 3 minutes, things start to feel like crunch time, and they are, rightfully so. But at the same time, with the Thunder having committed 5 fouls, people will be heading to the line quickly. If things really get down close in those last couple minutes, expect to see intentional fouling as well. So we've got a good amount of time before this one's done, and the Thunder, even though they're down by 4 at this point, they've got something to say about it too. So they're going to be able to make their chance. They're just going to need to control the ball, and they're going to need to be able to take good shots.
Yeah, and really 4 points for the Thunder isn't a huge deal. They're pretty good scorers overall, and they have a lot of people who are good scorers. So they definitely can hit 2 buckets and get ahead here, or 3 buckets and get ahead here in this 3-minute time they have. But I just think really being sharp right here is going to be so important.
Illinois Wesleyan is in the middle of a 12-2 run in these last 3 minutes and 22 seconds. So they've really, as you said, Macy, put it on just in these last couple minutes, this mid part of the 4th quarter. And that's the run that's allowed them to take the lead. Last time that they led before this run was late in that 3rd quarter, and now they're back on top. Dembski runs off a couple screens, but nothing to go. And then Hughes gets the pass. She deflects it and sends it over near our scorer's table. Williams gets it in with Myroff barely, as Shanks was right there. Almost got a hand on it. Myroff drives in with the right hand, puts up the layup, short off the rim. Tried to get that one to go over 2 defenders. She almost got it to drop, but just a little too short. Shanks over to Schneider. And now we see a little weave action on the outside from Illinois Wesleyan. Ball tipped away by Kyler. She gets it in the open court. She'll opt to pull it back out. Williams takes a 3-pointer off the rim. Rebound by Schneider. And now we're ticking down to near 2 minutes, and now we see Maya Smith, head coach of Illinois Wesleyan, the one in motion with her hands down, telling her team to slow down. Time is on the side of the Titans. Pass goes over, and Schneider tries to grab it. Referee calls a jump ball. That'll send it back to Wheaton.
One thing I really like that I've been seeing in the second half is Devin Kyler really using her height. She's 6'2", taller than most people, and it finally is really stepping up, putting those arms up, and Illinois Wesleyan trying to pass over her, and she's deflecting it almost every time now.
Illinois Wesleyan keeping the press on. Dembski goes over the middle to Williams. Williams looks to Frazier, catches it around the free throw line. Great cut across the lane by Myroff, but she's blocked by Lansford. It'll go stick with the Thunder. Here's Williams trying to get it into Frazier. Myroff makes a really good cut as Shanks comes up to double team, but Lansford there, right there to recover. Hughes checks back in the game. Dembski again running off a couple screens, looking to get an open underneath. Frazier down low, puts up a shot, no good. Blocked once again, last tipped by the Titans. And now let's see if someone got a hand on it. I'm not sure. Wesleyan bench certainly.
Yeah, certainly don't
like
think so.
Did. Williams' layup is no good. Merritt with the rebound, and now a minute 30 left.
Thunder having trouble finishing on those bunnies there.
And they're now scoreless for the last 2.5 minutes. Coach Maya Smith takes a timeout for the Titans. Wheaton with 2 timeouts remaining after this one. Illinois Wesleyan will only have 1. But it's been a scoring drought for Wheaton here in these last 2.5 minutes, really, and not the time that you want to go cold. But They've really got to work to get underneath and get some shots up. They've had a couple shots blocked down here. So Illinois Wesleyan stout on defense, not letting anything through, but they've had this 4-point lead for the last couple minutes, and the Thunder haven't been able to put an end into it.
Yeah, just really struggling to get that basket. They've had all right shots when typically they would hit, so hopefully they can do that in this last minute and a half. It's very possible to get back in this game.
Shanks outside. Over to Sosa. Sosa hands off to Schneider. Schneider working against Kyler. Kyler tips the pass. Frazier gets it here. Myroff now works across the middle. Over to Dembski. Dembski over to Frazier. Williams, excuse me, is now it's Dembski in the corner. We tick below a minute. Floater by Dembski is good. 66-64. And a timeout called. As now the clock continues to run, we'll have to stop and reset that.
Looks like he's trying to stop it at the scores table, but technical difficulties here.
We've got a runaway clock on our hands since it's now ticking below 30 seconds. But we are in a timeout. We'll get the clock reset to probably around 55 seconds, I would say, as play resumes. I'm not sure exactly. The referees will make a call there, but it'll be about 55 seconds, and it's going to be now Illinois Wesleyan's ball. They've got the 2-point lead. It's 66-64 after Dembski's nice floater, and the Thunder are going to need to get to the basket like that to finish this one out.
Yeah, try to get a quick stop here, and then score and run a little bit of time off the clock.
One thing you don't want to do if you're the Thunder is foul. It depends. If you're going, that's going to be Coach Madsen's strategy, then yes, you've got to foul and try to send them to the line, hope they miss a couple shots. But if they want to just play this one out and they want to try to get a defensive stop, then you don't want to foul because you will be sending Illinois Wesleyan to the line. So it does depend on what Coach Madsen wants to do here.
Typically, I would say probably just a good strategy to play it out for a little bit at least and see if you can get that stop without getting the foul. But they haven't been great from the free throw line tonight, so if you can foul the right person, it might be worth it.
Yeah, and if I were them, I'd be going after Ashley Schneider. She's 1 for 4 on the night from the line, so we'll see if they take that into account if they do decide to foul. One person you don't want to foul is Maddie Merritt. She's over 80% from the line. So now the Thunder are the ones that are going to put on a full court press, something we have not seen from them tonight. It's a full-on deny press. Ball goes up, tipped away, stolen, and now Lansford gets a hand on it, and a jump ball will be called. It'll stick with Illinois Wesleyan.
That was good D there by Dembski, able to tip that ball, letting just a few quick seconds run off the clock.
54.1 on there now.
Press isn't something the Thunder typically does, so it working out like that is something that's good, and I hope we see it again and they don't get burnt here.
And that's something that you want to do if you're the Thunder. Pull out the press right at the time when you need it, and have Illinois Wesleyan not expect it. They certainly didn't look ready when they came out. Tried to find someone to get the ball to. Now we'll see if they are a little more poised. Get it into Sosa. Sosa there guarded by Kyler, and Kyler all over her, and Kyler doesn't like the foul, but certainly
was reaching there. Yeah. He's trying to go for this trapping press. Could have been a great spot there, but Kyler just reaching a little bit. 2 critical free throws here.
Sosa's at the line. She is 5 for 7 from the line on the night. She's the one that shot the most for Illinois Wesleyan. First one is up and rims out.
Good news for the Thunder there.
51.2 seconds on the clock, and one thing to note, after that foul, that's Devin Kyler's 4th. So if you do decide to intentionally foul, she can't be the one to do it. They're going to need her on the floor in these last couple minutes.
Now down 3 points, Thunder's going to have to move a little bit faster. Of course, they have been shooting well from the 3-point line tonight, so we'll see what they go for here.
Still a 1-possession game. Kyler gets the inbound. Dribbles, it looks like they will just clear out. It's Kyler versus Schneider. Kyler drives in, and she's fouled across the arm. We'll see if the referee rules it in the shooting motion or not. Looks like it'll be no on the floor. I think Kyler was going to put up a shot, but wasn't quite into that motion, although, I don't know, she definitely lifted that left leg. Looked like maybe she was jumping up for a shot. Third foul now. So Illinois Wesleyan does have a foul to give after this one. 30 seconds. Frazier steps back, gets over to Kyler. Kyler outside, goes back to Frazier. Frazier puts up the three-pointer. Off the back of the rim, rebound Schneider. And now they're going to need to foul. Williams gets over and fouls Schneider. And like we said, if you're going to foul, that's probably the person to foul. So we'll see if Schneider can gain her composure and put a couple of free throws in. Right now, if you're Illinois Wesleyan, you definitely want to get at least one of the two, push it out of that one possession range. Misses the first with 21.7 seconds to go.
Of course, the shot clock will be off for the rest of the game, so if the Thunder can get this, it'll be interesting to see if they try to let that run down or what they'll do there.
It's the last free throw. That's the clutch one right there. Timeout, Coach Madsen. So it's 68-64, a 4-point lead for Illinois Wesleyan. After that last intentional foul, it's now Hannah Williams has 4 as well. So both Williams and Kyler with 4 fouls. Any foul now that Wheaton commits will send Illinois Wesleyan to the line. For Illinois Wesleyan, they've got one more to give before they begin sending Wheaton to the line. So Wheaton now out of timeouts. That's one thing to note. Illinois Wesleyan has 1 left with 21.7. But now it takes away that option of running it down for a final shot, like you said, Macy.
Right.
Wheaton's going to have to get something here, try to get it quickly, and then foul. That's their main shot right now. Yeah, really a quick shot that goes in, obviously, and then trying to get a quick steal. That's really your best option at this point. A foul, you know, you have Hannah Williams and Devin Kyler on the floor who can't foul unless they're going to come out of the game. So it's going to be tougher to find a good fouling option without the two of them as well. Illinois Wesleyan coming confidently out of the timeout. 4-point lead. The Thunder inbound on their side of the court. Hannah Williams will be the inbounder. Dembski's out on the floor. She's hit a couple three-pointers tonight. See if they go to her. Instead, it looks like it comes out to Kyler. 20 seconds now. She picks up her dribble. Frazier, top of the key, works pass with her left hand, goes up, layup falls in. Quick inbound, tipped out by Dembski, and almost had a steal there. That would have been big. 68-66, 2-point lead for Illinois Wesleyan. See players on the bench for the Thunder biting their nails, shaking their knees. Definitely, you can feel just the intensity here in King Arena. Illinois Wesleyan's bench is on their feet. Not sure they'll go down again in the last 12 seconds, but Illinois Wesleyan spends their final timeout. I'm not sure that I love that call by Coach Smith, because if something happens in this next offensive possession for Illinois Wesleyan and you get trapped, I'd love for your team to be able to call that timeout. But Coach Smith decides to spend the last one and probably draw up some kind of play here. I would imagine some kind of keep away, game to try to pass it quickly enough that Wheaton isn't able to foul. Yeah, like you said, though, I would have liked to just have that safety net of that timeout there for them. That puts Wheaton in a good spot if they can get a good trap. And it'll go Wheaton's way in that case. So we'll see how it goes here. Obviously, Titans really just trying to get the ball in, get it across half court. That's their goal right now. Thunder has got to do something big here. Possession arrow is in favor of the Thunder. So if they are able to tie up the ball, it'll go to the Thunder. But yeah, Illinois Wesleyan just looking to inbound it. If you're the Thunder, you really want to stop that inbounds pass, steal it, and then put something up, because otherwise you'll probably have to foul if Illinois Wesleyan successfully inbounds. And Illinois Wesleyan will get it on their side of the court. So 12.8 seconds to go. Wheaton will be denying all players for sure as Schneider looks to find someone to get it in. Out to Lansford, and Williams bowls her over, but is there to help her up, and that's Williams' 5th foul. She'll be stepping out of the game. Schneider here doesn't really have anywhere to go with it. Kind of flips it out. Williams almost able to get there, but not quite.
That's tough to lose Williams. She's typically a pretty clutch player. Is willing to take it in and willing to shoot on the outside. So losing her, not great for the Thunder. Still able to do it, but we'll see how these free throws turn out. That's really going to be a huge indicator of how these last 11 seconds are going to play out.
These are crucial for Lansford at the free throw line, as hitting zero or one of the free throws will keep it a one-possession game. Two of the free throws will put it to a two-possession. Missing the first. Lansford's an 83% free throw shooter, leads the team in that category.
We've talked about it, but those free throws tonight for Illinois Wesleyan, that could really be their downfall.
Lansford calmly puts in the second. 69-66. 11.9 seconds to go.
The good news for the Thunder is right now you have Frazier, Dimsky, and Swider all on the floor. All pretty good three-point shooters.
They're going to have to take a three. We'll see, who is able to take a shot. 11 seconds, now down to 10. Kyler dribbles it down. Hand off to Demski. Demski puts one up. Off the board, almost. Rebound by Frazier. Puts it up. The basket's good, but they got to get a three, and they do not. Illinois Wesleyan takes the conference championship. Your 2019 CCIW champions, the Illinois Wesleyan Titans.
Tough way to end that game for the Thunder, being up a lot of that and just letting it slip away in the end. But you got to just give props to the Titans. They're great defense the entire game, and that's really how they were able to finish and win that game.
There will be a trophy presentation following the shaking of hands here that we will continue to stay live. And you see teams preparing to meet at half court. And one thing about that final minute there, I think some may want to criticize Frazier for putting up that two-point basket, but really at that point there was only about a second left on the clock. Tough to kick it out and get a three-point shot up, let alone a good one. So I can understand her trying to draw the contact and put up that layup.
And also, it wasn't unrealistic to think there might be some contact. There were three people on her at that point, but she is so much taller than everybody, they didn't have to make contact with her.
So, Illinois Wesleyan, your CCIW champions, will be presented with the trophy. We'll send it down to the court.
Women's Basketball Tournament Championship Trophy. This time we'd like the captains from Illinois Wesleyan to step forward and receive the tournament championship trophy from Wheaton Athletics Director Julie Davis. The Titans won the CCIW title and have earned the conference's automatic bid to the NCAA Division III Women's Basketball Championship Tournament. Congratulations, Illinois Wesleyan, and the 2019 CCIW Women's Basketball Tournament champions. The NCAA selections will come out.
All right, you see there Illinois Wesleyan hosting the trophy. They're your 2019 CCIW champions, and with that, Macy, they will get the automatic bid into the NCAA playoffs. One thing to note for the Thunder, even with this loss, they've got a great resume winning the CCIW in the regular season, and they'll find out what their playoff bid may be on Monday. Monday is the selection show, and they will find out what their playoff bid may be. So Illinois Wesleyan in for sure. Thunder still a pretty likely shot here. We'll see when things go on Monday. We'll continue to keep you updated on the Wheaton Athletics page online, so please check in there to check in with what the women's team will be doing. But tonight, congratulations go to the Illinois Wesleyan Titans as they get the one-point victory, 69-68. here inside King Arena to bring home the CCIW championship. I want to thank you for joining us here all season long on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. Thank you for Sunrise Communications, everyone here at Wheaton Athletics, and thank you tonight to Macy Weeks. I'm Abram Erickson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.